First off, just give us an indication of how badly the state of emergency and the closures have affected your business and your outlook.
Well, the business in the last month has been severely affected because we have a lot of stores in non-food, and these stores are basically closed in Thailand and in Italy. The stores that continue to be open and doing very well are the supermarkets in Thailand and the hypermarkets in Vietnam. And then, of course, the online.
How does it then affect?
Despite this, yeah.
No, continue. Talk to me about the online business and how successful that pivot has been to e-commerce.
Well, let me say that despite the current closures, our focus continues to be on the growth in our core markets, Thailand, Vietnam, and European luxury. We have aggressive store expansion plans for 2020 that are intact, which means in 2020 will be the year with the highest number of new openings when it comes to hypermarket malls in Vietnam or to DIY big boxes in Thailand. And as you said, and I was saying before, beyond the store expansion, our big strategy is about omnichannel and online. And this part of the business is experiencing a real dramatic acceleration in Thailand, where our online sales growth have moved from 100% growth year on year until a month ago to 100% growth month on month in the last month. And we think this is going to continue in the next weeks pretty much steadily.
So does the outbreak affect your investment plans at all, whether locally or abroad?
No, the investment plans are unchanged. When it comes to expansion, as I would say, this is going to be a highest ever year in terms of new openings. And beyond that, we think that as the dust will settle after the virus, there's going to be more opportunity for acquisitions, and there's definitely going to be consolidation in the retail industry in Southeast Asia, and we look forward to this.
And what about your business outlook for the rest of the year? Will you be revising that?
The business outlook, in terms of the strategy, is in change. Of course, in terms of the sales growth, it will depend a lot for how long the stores are going to be closed. But then if we look a little bit beyond the next few weeks, we need to acknowledge that there's been a big disruption in the shopping behavior. Shopping behavior has become more functional than ever since the beginning of the crisis, not just in Thailand, everywhere in the world. Shoppers have massively shifted to online shopping. And while the trend was already existing, it is today, in the last few weeks, the first time in history where in many categories and countries, the stores are not anymore the number one shopping channel, but online is. It's the first time it happened. It was happening before the online was growing, but the first time now online is number one shopping channel for most categories in most countries. Now, the only bad news for the online is that the customers are experiencing delays in the delivery, and somehow they are now missing the immediacy of store shopping. So it means that when the fears of the virus will be gone and the stores will be fully reopened, the retailers will face the challenge of recreating the emotional component of shopping and of combining the stores and online in order to provide at the same time the convenience of online and the immediacy and the instant gratification of the stores. And this is going to be very fascinating and critical challenge to cope with.
Nicolo, how much of a challenge is the permanent effects of consumer behaviour and how that's changed after the pandemic, right? Because we've seen with the gradual reopening of China, you see a lot of people still socially distancing, still isolating, being too scared to go out even after the lockdown is lifted. Is that going to be a concern that in some ways we'll see permanent shifts in consumer behaviour to away from bricks and mortar stores, even more so than what we already saw before the outbreak?
I would say that I don't know if it's going to be permanent, but I think it's going to be last for many, many months, if not years, which doesn't mean that the stores are are gone are going to be necessarily losing even more in the long term because, as I said, now customers are a little bit regretting the emotional and the immediacy and the instant gratification of the stores because they have to wait a week to buy a product even after they order online. So it's going to be long. I don't think it's going to be permanent, and it will push the retailer to reinvent their model. And now combining the online and the stores is going to become a must. Until now, there's still many players that are mostly e-commerce focused or mostly store focused. And I think in the future, because of the crisis, this will end in the long term.